Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, this is Seconds Diary. I make simple sewing tutorials on my channel. This simple bubu dress is what we're going to make today. I've used 2 yards of fabric for this tutorial, 1 yard for the front and 1 yard for the back. I folded my fabric in two, so one at the top, one at the bottom. So you're going to measure your neckline, and then the next measurement here, which is from the nape of your neck to where you want your sleeve to be. And then from the neckline, we'll go down by 1.5 inch. So that will be for the back neckline. Okay. And we're just connecting it with a curve. If you have your armhole curve or curve ruler, then you can use that, but I just freestyle most of the time, especially with this sort of dresses. And then from my sleeve length, I'm coming down by 1 inch, and that will be our shoulder slope. I'm just going to connect that to the neck line like that, and then from there we'll come down by we're coming down by 13.5, but it's up to you how wide you want your sleeve to be. That's just the width of our sleeve. And because I want this dress to be baggy, I'm coming in by 2 inches. But for you, if you don't want it too baggy, just measure a quarter of your hip measurement and then add 3 to 4 inches depending what you want. But I've just come in a bit by 2 inches, and it's about the same really after measuring mine. So I come in by 2 inches and just draw a straight line all the way down. So as you can see, I'm using Ankara fabric, and that Ankara fabric is by 45 inches. This dress is not a long dress. Usually my dress length is 56 inches, but because I want sort of a midi length, so I'm just using a 45 inch, so the whole of the Ankara width. But if you want it longer, then you have to fold your fabric. You're just gonna have to adjust it. You can't use 1 yard each then. I hope that makes sense. I'm just cutting out my fabric. This is so easy to make. I usually wear between size 14 and 16, and I'm using 2 yards of fabric, and it's just enough for me. Now I forgot to put a curve there, so it just is not sharp. You want a bit curved there because that's where your the armhole area, you want it curved like so. Okay, so now I'm just opening up my fabric. So when you're measuring, make sure you're measuring from the folded part is facing me. Okay, if you've been watching my channel, then you probably know what we're doing. So you take one of the fabrics, take one away, that'll be the back, and now we're going to work on the front. So the front neckline, I want a V shape at the front, and I want it to be about 10 inches. You can make it short, you can make it 7 inches, you can make it 8 inches, it's up to you, but I want mine to be 10 inches neck depth. So I'm just connecting it to the neck width in a V shape, and we're just going to cut that out. All the way to the neck width, and there you go. And that's the cutting done. Now for our fabric, that for the V neckline, we're going to get about 20 by 20 inch fabric, fold it, and then fold your dress as well and place it on top of it like so, because we're going to use it to cut out the V shape. Okay, and then cut like that. And then now we're just going to measure between, it depends how wide you want your V neck to be, so between 4 to 5 inches or 4 to 6 inches. I've done 6 inches at the bottom, and then I did 5 inches at the top, and all you have to do is to connect the two markings. So you can't really see my chalk because it's the same color as the fabric, but if you follow what I'm doing, it's quite straightforward. And when you're cutting your fabric, make sure you leave a bit of seam allowance, so don't cut directly on the line you've just made, just cut just after the line. Okay, there's the V shape, and then we're going to place our main fabric will be, the wrong side will be facing up, and our yellow fabric, the right side will be facing the wrong fabric of the dress. So right side of the V faces the wrong side of the dress, and I've made a facing for the back as well. You can do it the same way I did the front one. I'm just ironing. I've attached the ironing, very important, and we're going to turn it to the right side of the dress. Okay, and make sure you iron so it's nice and flat. Okay, I'm just folding in the edges as well, so I iron it down. Okay, you can see that's what we're trying to achieve. There you go. I've pinned everything down. I'm just going to sew that round. After you sew that, then you're going to attach the shoulders across like so. Just sew across like that, and the same with this one. Okay, and for the pockets, you don't have to do this part, but if you want the pockets at the front, just measure between 8 and 10 inch width of fabric, depends how big you want the pockets to be, and then get about 3-inch wide fabric as well, and to place on top like that, if that's what you're going for. Just to do I'm using a different fabric just to, give it a different look. I'm just going to sew that down like that, and once that's done, I'm going to attach it to our dress. So from our shoulder, I measured 6 inches. I've done mine diagonally. I've placed my pocket diagonally, but you can do it straight if you want. So from about the shoulder to about 16 inches, that's where I've placed my pocket. and make sure it's not too much to the edge. So remember, you're still going to sew. Now I'm attaching some fabric on the sleeves, just cutting off the selvage. So applying, my fabric is 5-inch wide, but if you don't want it too wide, you can do it between 3 to 6 inches, depends how wide you want it. So I'm just attaching that to the sleeve. Right side's facing the wrong side, so right side of the yellow fabric is facing the wrong side of our dress. We're going to sew it and then flip it over. Just gonna pin that all the way. If you're new to my channel, please do not forget to subscribe, like if you like the video, and I look forward to reading your comments. And we're just going to iron that down after sewing, make it nice and flat, and then we're going to fold it to the right side and make sure the edges as well, you iron that down as well to make it easier to sew. So I'm just folding that in and then fold that right down and then iron. So many ironing going on, but that's what makes it nice and neat. It makes it a bit more, look more professional. Okay, that's all done. We'll pin that down and then sew across like that. And you do that for both sides of your fabric. And this is what it look like once you finish sewing. Now I'm just attaching the sides of our fabric, and yeah, we're nearly done. Once you attach the sides, you hem the bottom as well, and you pretty much done, to be honest. If you have a serger, you could serge, do overlock the raw edges, but I don't have a serger, so what I do is I'll iron down my seam, the seam allowance, and then fold the raw edges back and then sew it down. I hope that makes sense. But I'm looking to get a serger soon. I had one, but it stopped working. After I've only used it maybe once or twice, it just stopped working. And the shop, they've moved as well, so I don't know what to do with that. So I do hope to get a new one, but they're quite hard to use. As you all know, I'm self-taught, so yeah, I'm finding it difficult to use a serger. But this is our finished product. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and hopefully see you in my next video. Do comment, share, like, and don't forget to subscribe. Take care and have a blessed week.